Howdy people, so I'll give you an update on the Thermo-King Tripac Envidia. So I've had it for a little over 60 days. I love it. I prefer the Envidia over the Evolution. I prefer electric over diesel. The reason is because it's more reliable. It's simpler. There's like no maintenance. It's hands-free. Take your hands off it. Just battery run. But it does have some limitations. So like today, I arrived at the customer and they took 5 hours to unload me. And I'm in Houston, Texas. So it was like an 85-degree day. The sun's beating through the windshield. And I'm at the dock thinking that I'm only going to be there in the dock for an hour, maybe 2 hours at the most. So I went ahead and ran my Envidia, and I ended up sitting in that dock for 5 hours with the sun beating down on the truck. So I didn't get out the heat shields. I didn't close the curtains or anything like that. Well, the Envidia can't keep you cool under those conditions. It's already above 80 degrees and the sun's coming through the windshield and you don't have your curtains shut and you don't have your heat shields in. Envidia will not keep your truck cool. So you have to learn when to idle the truck and when not to. So I think under those conditions, it would have been better to idle the truck and use truck AC. Truck AC works great. It would keep you cool, even if it's 100 degrees out. The battery powered APU, what comes in nice is when the sun sets and let's say it's 80 degrees out, but there's no sun beating through the windshield. Yeah, the battery power system will get it down to about 70 degrees. It'll drop it about 10 degrees or so. Run all night. You won't have to idle your truck. And it works great. It's quiet. It's perfect. It's ideal. You run a little fan and it'll run like a champ all night long. And my miles per gallon has improved since I installed the APU. I'm saving 1 mile per gallon, for the week. So when I was idling the truck for heat in the wintertime, I was only getting like 7 miles per gallon. Once I put that APU on in March and started using the APU, now my miles per gallon average is 8 miles per gallon. So I'm saving 1 mile per gallon. That's why the APU will pay for itself over the first 6 to 9 months. The fuel savings will end up paying for itself. So it is kind of like having a free piece of equipment you add onto the truck. You just have to know what its capabilities are and don't ask it to do too much. I think if you are looking for idle reduction, it's great, but doesn't mean it's idle elimination. See, the diesel-powered APU, you're getting into idle elimination. You wouldn't have to idle the truck at all. The only problem with the diesel-powered APU is high maintenance and can be unreliable as it ages. As the hours get up to, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 hours, that diesel-powered APU will break down on you. So what drew my attention to the electric APU was the reliability, and I think with the new Cascadia 126 models that are designed to be opti-idled, it's not an issue. When the batteries are drained, you just idle the truck. It's idle reduction, not idle elimination. You just got to keep that in mind. You're trying to reduce idling. You're not trying to eliminate idling. And I think if you keep that mindset, then you're going to be able to benefit from the technology. I would see a scenario where my next truck, battery APU. I like the diesel powered APU when it runs, but when you get the red triangle and it stops running, and it's a really terrible thing when your APU doesn't work. But then again, I will say this, the new trucks, you could still idle the 126 Cascadia if your diesel powered APU didn't work. So that's something to keep in mind. It's like, I think either war would be fine. It would depend on where you're operating your truck. If you're in Arizona a lot or in Texas a lot, and I live in Texas, the diesel powered APU is probably a good way to go. Or let's say you're in Nebraska and you want that feature of having the APU keep your engine warm. You know, it's like near zero or sub-zero degree temperatures. The diesel powered APU can run, and then the coolant will circulate through your engine block, and it'll keep everything nice and warm even while it's like 0 degrees outside. You know, so I think there's some applications where the diesel is going to perform better, but if you're like me and I'm a migratory truck driver, you know, in the summertime I go north, in the wintertime I go south, and I like to keep it, you know, running in that temperature zone of like 25 degrees, maybe a low 25 degrees, to a high of, you know, 85, 90 degrees. If you get above 90 degrees, I'm looking for loads going north, and I want to stay north. If it gets below 25 degrees, I'm looking for loads going south. You know, I need to warm up. So I like that in-between temperature zone. And the electric APU is ideally suited for that. You know, that's where the APU fits the driver. If you're going to consistently stay in high temperatures like Arizona, Texas, or Florida year round, yeah, the diesel power would probably be better. It would perform better. It would keep your truck cooler. Similarly, if you're going to opposite extreme in temperatures, you're going to stay north during the winter, and you're going to be below 10 degrees. You may want that feature from a diesel powered APU. So I do think there's pros and cons of each, but I'm happy with the electric APU. You know, I don't regret purchasing it. I think it's performing as well as I could expect it to. You just can't expect it to do the impossible. When it's 85 degrees and the sun beating through your windshield and you're sitting at a dock for 5 hours, that APU is not going to keep up. In that condition, in that scenario, you'd be better off idling your truck. Wait till the sun sets, then run your electric APU. You know, but it's tough. You know, you sit in that dock and you're thinking, oh, this is only going to take an hour. You don't want to idle your truck if you don't have to. You know, but depending on the customer, you could sit there for 5 hours. In that case, you should have been idling that truck, because that electric APU is not going to be able to keep up. You know, so you just have to learn how to use the technology and know what its limitations are, and take advantage of the OptiIdle features on the Cascadia 126 model. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the OptiIdle on the truck. The only drawback is it's going to lower your miles per gallon, but it's not going to hurt your truck because it's designed to be OptiIdle. It's not going to hurt your one box or anything like that. I mean, the warranty is good up to 750,000 miles. You know, that's still like 3 years away for me. I may not even have the truck for that duration. So, you know, I don't think there's any harm idling it as needed. But if you're looking at it from a cost standpoint, you want to, you know, reduce or eliminate as much idling as possible. But when you need to idle. You know, that's the right time to idle. You know, there are other times when the APU will perform magnificently, you know, especially when the sun goes down. Other times, you'd be better off idling that truck. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching.